Well, we've got our first load in the pit. Dad put his first little load. We had to do an alteration to the feed-out wagon, but it's always what happens in the beginning. So this is actually annual, and it's still a bit damp, so we've gone up to the paddock which was left by the colostrums over behind the barn, and he's gonna do that one first. It's a bit drier, so here he comes now with a load. Right, so thought I'd take a minute to explain how we're doing pit silage. So my dad was saying he's done it for a few years. When a load's dumped off, you pick it up and you spread it around with the forks, which are on the front of the tractor. Spread it around the pit and then roll over it. Don't just drive over it where it is and leave it there, because what happens when you go to feed out, we don't have a shear or a grab. He says you end up, when you bite into the stack, you end up picking up, you know, like a trailer load, or else you pick up nothing, it falls off. So yeah, that's the reason you'll see me in the video, you know, pick it up and spread it out all over it. And then it also makes it easier to I guess contour it, you know, you shape it by spreading it out rather than leaving it in big clumps. And you should never do what I'm doing right now, is stop. He always says that if you're on the stack, if you're on the tractor, you never stop, you're always rolling. You roll it as much as you can. The tractor never sits there doing nothing, it's always moving up and down the stack. And that just helps compact it. So the more compact it is, the better. So I just thought I'd take a minute to explain that. Right, so I better get back to doing that before he gets back and sees me doing this. we got it done. Just a little stack. So hopefully we'll get to add on to the front of it, so we'll just roll it back probably halfway and then put another lot in there. But we had a couple of minor problems. So the first one was the nut came off this, and this goes up on that piece of steel there. So the gearbox has dropped down, the belts have come off. It snapped a bolt over here. There's a bolt that goes through there for tensioning out. So that was the first one, and we've got another solarator, which is all good, and we use that. So the second issue that we had, we put the cows in here now, which they were going to go into a paddock anyways, but what happened was the drawbar broke off the front of the wagon. So we had probably, I don't know, maybe another load or a load and a half on the ground, and there's one load in the wagon. So we just put the cows in here early, and they've hoovered up. Majority of the grass is a little bit still around, but because we had to get the second solarator, the other solarator actually is meant, we've got a V cage that goes on it, but we just carried on, and the drawbar of this feeder wagon is a single tongue, and on the front of on the back of the solarator was just a bar with some holes in, because normally it has a double one that goes over top with a pin through it. So we just had the one pin through it. We only had a little bit to go, and I was watching the pin because the pin actually started to bend, and I thought when I was over there, because I saw it, well, I saw the trailer sitting like this from over at the stack, and I thought the pin busted. And then when I got to Dad with the tractor there, the drawbar was attached to the solarator still, so it's broken it right off the front. So what we've got to do, we've got to unbolt the front of that drawbar, unbolt the drawbar and then fix it. But that's the next issue, is it's full of silage, so tomorrow we're going to need to get that out of there. And yeah, so I guess that's part of using your own gear. Previous years when I've done silage I haven't had any problems, so you know, sometimes it just happens. Yeah, I'm not too worried. We got majority of the grass, and the cows ate the rest of it, so it's not going to waste. Tomorrow we'll feed this out somehow, either here or we'll get it to another paddock and they can eat it there. So yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you somewhere else on the farm. See ya.